You know how there are films जिनको देखते ही you know exactly what you feel about them. Well, this isn't one of those. Hi guys, मैं हूँ स्तुति, here to review Chup, the revenge of the artist. Feelings are being felt, things are being processed still because I haven't seen something like this. Film critic हूँ, but इतने सारे film critics in a film नहीं देखे हैं. It's a wild, trippy premise which talks about a new serial killer in town. जैसे कि ट्रेलर में बताया, stars देने वाले को stars दे रहा है, पर कोई film critic को क्यों मारना चाहेगा? That's what we are supposed to find out. In this latest Balki film, his love for cinema, Amitabh Bachchan, Guru Dutt, beautiful bylanes of Bandra and film criticism come together to create this interesting crime thriller that critics. Critics pe film banaoge makes complete sense to have a former film critic on board. Raja Sen has written it along with Rishi Virmani and Balki. The protagonist, Danny, firmly believes that it's because of film critics that Guru Dutt's spirit is crushed. Kagaz Ke Phool was a film which was very close to his heart, and because critics didn't like it, people didn't go watch it, he officially never directed another film after that and eventually went into depression. To right this wrong, Danny decides to take revenge. But is there really a right way in how we feel about a film or work of art for that matter? Are critics really that powerful that they determine an artist's destiny? What about the times जब critics तो बड़ी तारीफ करते हैं एक film की, but box office में it doesn't do well? Yeah, when we pan a film and yet it does great business. Chup remains mostly silent on the art and process of film criticism. There's of course baritone support. जैसे कि Amitabh Bachchan playing himself in the movie in an interview says cinema needs unbiased voices to flourish. It sounds even better in Hindi. He says आलोचक की आवश्यकता है. उनके दिए हुए इसी कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ आगे बढ़ते हुए Chup actually speaks through its beautiful frames. Vishal Sinha, the cinematographer, his camera glides easily. The lighting, the color palette, they drench the screen in this lilting, poetic loneliness and pathos of Guru Dutt's world. Also, the sound design, वो typical signature tune of जाने क्या तूने कहा, प्यासा film, S.D. Burman का music, या कागज के फूल के iconic गाने, all that weave a very enigmatic tapestry as we try and understand the killer's twisted mind. This bit is actually very engaging. By the time it's interval, things are perfectly poised. You are fully invested. Popcorn लेने आप बाहर जा रहे हो, दिमाग में ये चल रहा है कि यार कहानी अब ये आगे कैसे बढ़ाएंगे, किस direction में. The murder scenes, बहुत सारे हैं, very graphic, very tough to watch, some of them. But so are certain scenes and dialogues. Pooja Bhatt, she plays a criminal psychologist and tells us कि ये serial killer एक आदमी ही होगा. क्यों? She literally, in 2022, body shames our poor innocent victim and says, इतने भद्दे शरीर को एक female serial killer नहीं देख सकती. What logic was unbelievable. What is believable though is Dulquer Salmaan and ShreyaDhanwanthary's effortless, easy chemistry. इन दोनों को साथ देखने में ना बड़ा मजा आता है. Their romance has this warm, fuzzy, old world, filmy feel to it, and you totally enjoy that. Also, Dulquer's character has a very dark, sinister side to it, and he's managed to balance that. ShreyaDhanwanthary is playing a journalist yet again on screen, and she's more real than real journalists. So full marks for that. Also, she's looking beautiful and radiant. और उनके scenes with her on-screen mother, Saranya Ponvanan, heartwarming. When you're not smiling, looking at Dulquer Salmaan and ShreyaDhanwanthary together, you're either rolling your eyes a little bit because the plot contrivances are just too many, or you're laughing because it becomes unintentionally funny. Like this full scene. And as critics, we can relate to it. कि यार critics के stars आ रहे हैं, review आया और police control room में police is keeping a check on it. 4 stars, 3 stars, 1.5 star, इसके घर चलो. It was hilarious. Things start getting wobbly. The film is unable to decide what tone it wants to adopt. कि भैया आप satire हैं, dark comedy हैं, critiquing a world that cannot take criticism anymore, or are you very serious? Literally telling critics how to do their job. One just is unable to understand. Also, I don't know if such a term exists, but the film gets hit by Deolness. Sunny Deol hai as a police officer, and he tries really hard to be as restrained as possible. But 2.5 किलो का हाथ उठ ही जाता है और फुल फील के साथ खिड़की खोल के कैपिटल लेटर्स में बास्टर्ड चीख के जो ये छलांग मारते हैं 2 किलोमीटर आगे जाके गिर के ताकि किलर को पकड़ पाए, that just takes the film somewhere else. It just feels like suddenly another movie has started. Many fictional critics were harmed in the making of Chup. However, this critic is alive और इसलिए मैं जो बोलूँगी सच के सिवा कुछ नहीं बोलूँगी और चुप तो बिल्कुल नहीं रहूँगी. पूरी फिल्म हजम करने के बाद मैं इस नतीजे पे पहुंची हूँ that Chup is an interesting, intriguing idea which sadly couldn't execute what it ambitiously set out to achieve. तो मेरी तरफ से चुप को मिल रहे हैं 5 में से 2.5 क्विंट्स. फिल्म रिव्यू तो यही होता है, इट्स एन ओपिनियन. इफ इट इंटरेस्ट यू प्लीज गो वॉच इट. अदरवाइज अच्छे वाले कमेंट सेक्शन में लिख दो. डोंट फॉरगेट टू लाइक द वीडियो, शेयर इट एंड सब्सक्राइब टू द क्विंट एंड लाइक माई पेज ऑन Facebook. It's called Stutee on the Quint to know what are the latest films to watch and which ones to avoid.